What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 10 Burger Kings that we landed through a Facebook advertisement. We're going to be talking about how we landed it, how we quoted it, talking to the owner, what we quoted, and how we structured everything. Kind of take a look at the first cleaning here. Before we get into that, I do want to mention that the Inner Circle is open. I'm not sure for how long, so if you guys have been thinking about getting into it, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. When you get in, you're going to get access to all the bi-weekly coaching calls with myself, Mike Vidan, Aaron from Aaron's Lean Academy, and Cody from Southeast Softwash. Courses such as my recently updated Facebook ad strategy. I just put 12 new videos in it, so that way you guys can learn how to land jobs just like this, as well as I also do Facebook ad critiques in the group. You get the accountability, and you also get access to the most six-figure earners in the industry, so you can see how they are winning, what they're doing, and how they're being successful in their business. So if you've been thinking about it, first link in the comment section description. I also want to highlight our buddy Rubio, who's in the group. He landed a $7,000 job pouring concrete yesterday from the stuff that he learned in the group from the Facebook ad strategy. And I just want to share that with you because it's not just pressure washers in there. We actually have like auto detailers, we have pest control people, we got painters, we got all kind of people in there that are killing it in their service industry business. So big shout out to Rubio. Let's go ahead and hop into the video. So we landed this one through the Facebook ads, like I mentioned before. The owner actually sent me a message, and when he came through on the ad, he messaged me and said, "Where are you located?" I hate this question. I also hate when I get, what area do you service? It's pretty much the same thing. Because it's just like a wasted question. But we have to think from the customer's perspective. They don't know. They're just trying to be sure that we cover their service area. But if the ads are structured correctly, if it's getting in front of you, I service your area. Whenever somebody messages me that, I just say I service all over Louisiana, because I don't want to pinpoint myself to one location. Like if I was like, we service Baton Rouge, I don't want them to be like, oh, well, I'm in, another part of Louisiana. So I say we service all over Louisiana, and I do that for specific instances like this one, because the guy said, okay, great, I have Burger Kings all over the state. Is there any way that we can work out a deal to get a quote so you can clean them? So this guy texted me and said, I have 10 Burger Kings. And so I was like, great, can we hop on a call and kind of discuss what you're looking to get from them? So we hopped on a call, got some information about the stores, and then we went ahead and took a look in person. Kale actually went out and took a look at this one in person because I was out of town at the time. But the store that he went to was this one that we're cleaning in the video. It wasn't terrible, but you could tell that it hadn't been cleaned in a while. So we structured the bid for this one, and I highly recommend you guys take this and do the same thing. We structured the bid as like a higher price for that initial cleaning because it hadn't been cleaned in a while. When Kale went there, he had some employees like stop him and be like, hey, what are you doing? Because he was around the dumpster pad area. And he just let them know that he was there to give him a quote on pressure washing. And they said, oh, okay, great, because the owner had actually been trying to get them to do pressure washing at the store. And they also mentioned that the owner was super cheap, which are all red flags. This is all stuff that we don't want to hear. But at the end of the day, like, a lot of people think that they can do their pressure washing themselves, which they totally can, but it just helps to have knowledge of chemicals like SH, degreaser, and access to the equipment needed to take care of things like this. And so anyway, all that to say that we structured the deal for him as a higher payment on the initial cleaning, so that way we can get compensated because it's much dirtier for the initial cleaning, and set him up on a quarterly basis so that way we can get all of his stores cleaned on a recurring basis. So like I said, the initial cleaning is a higher price because it's the dirtiest, and then we just get them on a quarterly basis. I will say that like you're not going to become rich off of cleaning restaurants. However, whenever you get into your slower times, like let's say, once we get closer to Christmas or in the winter, having these in your back pocket as like definite sources of income are a great way to go, because during that time, you guys know a lot of homeowners start holding on to their cash because they got Christmas coming up and they got a lot of other expenses. So having these commercial jobs, these recurring commercial jobs, really helps out, especially in the slow times, so that way you can lean on those. So I sent over the initial quote to him, and we did have to follow up a couple times before he actually went ahead and said yes. We had to kind of walk the property with him, show him exactly what we were going to be doing, and after that, he was like, okay, great, let's go ahead and get these done. So follow-up is a big part of these commercial jobs, and it's been crucial for us at least. Like, for instance, we landed a hotel off of a Facebook advertisement. We quoted it, and the same situation happened. We sent out the quote. We didn't really hear back from the owner of the hotel, and then we just started calling them and following up with them and saying, hey, what'd you think about the quote? Can we get some feedback on it? Yada, yada, yada. And we actually had to do the same thing with both the hotel and this one. We went out there, walked it with them, showed them what we were going to be doing, talked about the process. This is one of the most important things, because a lot of these owners of places like this, they want to obviously spend as little as possible, but they don't understand what goes into the cleaning. They just assume that we're going to be taking a pressure washer out there, spraying some water, and rolling out, making a ton of money on them, when there's a lot of other factors that go into it. We like to convey the fact that, you know, we are a professional company. We do have a license. We're insured. We're going to be using chemicals. We're not just going to come in here and spray water and then roll. We have a process to the way that we do things. So follow-up is incredibly important. You want to make sure that you're getting back with these people, following up multiple times, because they're busy and they want to spend as little money as possible. So sometimes you are going to have to walk them through what it is that you're going to be doing. And that was the case for this one, as well as the hotel. And we're going to be doing the hotel on Friday. I'm going to go out there, film it, and I'll be bringing you guys a job recap on that one as well. But the job was relatively straightforward. The only sticking points we had were the water pressure wasn't great on the building for whatever reason. We had to go inside and let them know that, you know, if they were running any kind of dishwashers or anything, if they could please not do that until we left. And they did. They turned off the dishwashers. It got a little bit better. But besides the poor water pressure, the only other thing was the drainage by the dumpster pad was terrible. So we hit it first, and then even before we left, there was still standing water there. So we did have to leave some standing water, and we explained that to them. There's not a lot you can do with that, you know, like, it's not our fault that your drainage is bad, but you could get like a sludge sucker if you wanted to, and that would help you move that water out of there. I highly recommend you guys get one. We don't have one, but we honestly should for situations like this, because drainage was terrible, and we really could have gotten it a little bit cleaner if we would have had a tool like that to kind of be able to move that water out of there. So we used SH and degreaser to clean all the surfaces. That worked well enough to clean up most of the stains here. Obviously, with work like this, you do want to set the customer expectations up front, and that's one of the benefits we had with walking the property with them. We say, hey, look, you know, we're going to use degreasers. However, it's not going to come out perfect. You know, you've had these stains in the concrete for so long. The concrete is porous. It soaks up everything into it. So setting those customer expectations is extremely important, because you don't want them to think that they're getting a new building. It's not our job to provide them a new building. It's our job to kill the organics, sanitize everything, make everything, you know, cleaner, look better, things like that. So we just set the expectations with them and let them know that it wasn't going to be perfect, but it was going to be a lot better than what it was. So a couple takeaways from this video for you guys is with the quoting process, quote the first one, hire, put them on a recurring basis, so that way you have that recurring work to kind of lean on. Also, set the customer expectations and follow up with these guys if they don't answer you the first time, because sometimes either they're busy or the quote was a little bit higher, or in this case, you need to go out there, walk it with them, show them what you're going to be doing, and kind of explain the process, so that way they don't think that you're trying to take advantage of them. So anyway, that was just our experience with this one. Word of the day is going to be Burger King. Hopefully you guys saw that coming, but comment down below Burger King if you made it this far in the video, and I'll hashtag you a real one. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. If you guys want to join the inner circle, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. But until next time, hustle hard and get that money.